What's up, CFM? It's Coach Matt. It's time for our Thursday workout. We're gonna begin today with 3 minutes of your choice warm-up pace cardio, and then I want everyone to grab a small medicine ball. We're gonna do our wall medicine ball circuit. So there's 5 exercises on this. My favorite ball to use is the smaller, the 8-pound TRX balls that have the tire tread on the outside, because I can throw pretty hard against the wall and they don't bounce super far. There are some other 8-pound medicine balls and some of the other smaller ones that will bounce a little bit further. So just be careful if you use those that they don't bounce back out and jam your fingers or hit you in the face or anything. All right, so try to use these ones. Share as much as you need to share. There's a limited amount. I want to say I have like 5 or 6 of them. At any rate, and then don't go too heavy on these, right? You could use a 10-pound wall ball to do this and that would be totally fine. Don't go anything over 15 on this because it degrades the speed and the snap of the movement, right? We want these to be light, fast, and snappy. I want you to get the whole 50 reps done in under a minute. So that means we gotta be hustling through the different exercises, all right? So there's gonna be 4 rotational exercises and 1 straight ahead exercise. So the rotational ones will start from pitching from the left pocket, facing 90 degrees away from the wall, towards the wall, right? And I rotate my body and my hips rotate towards the wall, kind of like swinging a baseball bat. I want that back heel to rotate out so it's in line with the leg and the knee, right? And I'm just resetting that position every time. Snap to the wall, rotate the heel, catch it, back to the pocket. So I'm gonna do 10 there, mirror image, 10 from the right to the left. Then I'm gonna face the wall, balanced stance, and again, I'm going from the left pocket to the wall, still squeezing that outside glute, trying to fire from the hips, but this time nothing much is rotating in the case of my feet. Now I'll do 10 on the right side. Every time trying to snap that ball as hard as I can to the wall, make it like I'm throwing a punch, throwing a kick, swinging a baseball bat, swinging a golf club. Any of those analogies are appropriate for what we're doing here. I don't want to slowly push it into the wall. I want to accelerate and snap it to the wall, right? The goal, put a hole in the wall, smash the ball, whatever you need to think of, right, to get that ball accelerating. Last 10 reps is partial squat or power position, snapping the triceps overhead with the abs nice and tight. So make sure it's not like a hips, like I'm waving my body at it. I want to keep my lower body and my torso braced and strong, and just snapping my arms or my elbows out overhead when I do that, okay? 50 reps in under a minute is the goal on that. I want you to be out of breath, sweaty when you finish that, okay? And we'll need the slam ball for later. I'm gonna use this in the workout. I want you doing a heavier slam ball though. All right, next is 2 5-second eccentric push-ups. So just hold that position, that good plank position. 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000. Don't touch the ground until 5 1,000, the D in 1,000, all right? And then if you need to use your knees or your worm to push up, that's fine, but I would like, if at all possible, please try to be on the ground, everybody, for this. You can still do these on an assisted push-up station, but I would like for everyone to overload their push-up today by using the eccentrics on the floor. And then our last one is gonna be our half kneeling shoulder CAR. CAR is controlled articular rotation, which just means I'm going through a full range of motion on my shoulder, but I'm going slowly, deliberately, trying to find the end ranges of motion. And I'm okay with a little bit of clicking and popping, right, as I go through this, because we're moving through that joint capsule range of motion really, really slowly. 8 reps, go reverse on the first round, forward on the second round. And we're getting that whole cycle through for 2 rounds through without the cardio at the beginning of the second round. All right, next we're gonna set up our strength and our superset for today. So you're gonna need your bar set up where your bench press is normally set, but we're gonna do a seated press. So we're pressing vertically, but we're sitting in the same position where we would do our bench press from. So I can lean in just a little bit, scoop that bar up onto my shoulders, drive it straight up overhead, okay? So this really takes the legs and the glutes out of it, but I have to be extra braced in the core and the back to keep myself from falling over backwards. You don't want to tip backwards on this one. All right, your supersets are, we're doing 7 reps of this. So we're gonna do 7 reps of the dumbbell pullover. On the dumbbell pullover, a couple things to remember here is just that I want the back of my head touching the edge of the bench. I want my elbows straight the whole time, and I'm setting up by squeezing my glutes, getting my body flat like a tabletop here, and then extending my shoulders overhead and maybe you can touch the ground with it, maybe you can't, right? But don't bend your elbows just to try to touch the ground with it. Keep those elbows nice, tight, and straight. Shrug the shoulders upward, get your face past your arms, and then as you pull over your body, when you get to that vertical position, shrug up, right? So we're shrugging the serratus anterior and our pecs upward against the weight of that dumbbell. And a lot of you guys have been doing that dumbbell pullover for a while, and it's time to go up in weight. So ladies, don't be afraid of the 30s and 35s, 40s, all right? It is okay to be strong in that direction, even though it feels like you're reaching way up over your head. That kind of strength is instrumental in achieving your pull-up, muscle-up, toes to bar, any of those lat demanding movements that we have hanging from the bar. Fantastic supplementary or accessory exercise with that dumbbell pullover. And then stagger stance, pal off hold. All we're doing on the stagger stance pal off hold is varying the position of your lower body when you do this, right? So the same principles apply as always, is that I want chin, chest, hips, and hands all in a line, but now I've got that trailing leg on the outside there, right? And I'm pressing straight out, just like so, holding static position right there, right? And ideally I would like a 90-degree angle of the band away from that arrow, that imaginary arrow that points out from my chest, right? So that is our strength work in our superset. When we get to the workout today, we've got 4 3-minute intervals. It's 2 minutes of work. The counting is at the end, so there's a relatively significant buy-in, and then we're just doing slam balls until the end of the 2 minutes, counting only the slam balls, all right? So the way this will start is I'll have some cones set up inside the room. Everyone's gonna start on one side or the other, and we're gonna do low side shuffles for 6 reps. So 1 rep is 1 time across the room. So it doesn't matter which end you start at, you'll start and finish at the same spot, but I want the knees bent. I want your hips staying low. Think about you're shuffling laterally through a room that's like 4.5 or 5 feet tall, right? Try really hard not to bounce up and down like that. Right, it gives those quads a chance to straighten out, or the legs a chance to straighten out, which takes the pressure off the quads. I want your quads to be burning by the time you finish those 6 shuttles, side shuttles. Then we're gonna go to the ground. We can do this underneath the rig. We're doing 12 reps of our hollow rock. Whether you're in a super tight tucked in position or you're all the way laid out, we would like the core position to be exactly the same the whole time. So just take tension off of that movement or resistance off that movement by tucking in a little bit tighter as your abs start to fatigue. What we don't want is for the vertebrae to move relative to one another, or you to be rocking back and forth with the legs moving and the torso not moving. We want everything to rock back and forth as one unit, like the leg of a rocking chair, okay? Then we're gonna do 8 burpees, all the way to the ground, chin and chest, back to both feet, jump and clap overhead every time. 4 scaling on this workout. We'd like to keep with all the movements, but scale the number of reps if you need to in order to get you 20 to 30 seconds of slam balls. And on the slam balls, we're just trying to get as many reps as you can. Straighten the arms all the way overhead, slam and catch, and reset, okay? We're trying to snap a bunch of those off in the last 15, 20, 30 seconds of that workout. For 4 rounds, first round, maybe you get like 45 seconds of slam balls. Second round, maybe it's only 30. That's okay. It should decay over time as you fatigue. Accumulating fatigue is how we make you stronger cardiovascularly, so don't be afraid of that, all right? And that is it for today. Score your slam balls, and I'll see you guys for our workout on Friday.